stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Trustee Khan, not here. Trustee Minks?
Here.
Trustee Sheba is absent with notice. Trustee Thill?
Here.
Trustee Travis?
Here.
Trustee Whitko?
Here.
Mayor DiMaria is absent with notice. Can I get a motion to appoint a trustee as mayor pro tem for tonight's meeting?
Yes, I'd like to make the motion to appoint Trustee Whitko as, since she'll be our new mayor-elect, as mayor pro tem for this evening's meeting. I'll second that.
Take a roll call. Roll call. Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Motion passed 4-0.
Okay, we're going to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of March 25th. Can I get a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the regular meeting minutes of March 25th, 2025.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Mink, seconded by trustee Thill. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have a special report, a proclamation for Arbor Day. So whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a special day be set aside for planting of trees, and whereas this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska, and whereas Arbor Day is now observed throughout the nation and the world, and whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide a habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees are a renewable resource giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our village increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of business areas, and beautify our community. And whereas this is the 24th year that the Village of Morton Grove has been recognized as a Tree City USA by the National Arbor Day Foundation. And whereas the Village of Morton Grove for the third year has received the Growth Award from the National Arbor Day Foundation for demonstrating a higher level of tree care and community engagement during the community year. And whereas the Village of Morton Grove will continue to plant trees and enjoy them as a vital part of our community for generations to come. Now, therefore, I, on behalf of Daniel P. DiMaria, Mayor of the Village of Morton Grove, do hereby proclaim April 24th, 2025 as Arbor Day in the village, and I urge all citizens to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands and to support the village's urban forestry program. And further, I urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden hearts and promote the well-being of present and future generations. Very good proclamation. Okay, public hearings, we have none. Plan Commission reports, we have Brandon is going to explain PC 25-03.
Thank you. Good evening, trustees and mayor-elect. I'd like to present Plan Commission Case 25-03 for your review and consideration. PC 25-03 is a request by the village for various text amendments to Title 12 to accomplish the following. We're going to clarify various definitions, kind of some housekeeping within the code, provide guidance for parking of vehicles with livery plates, extend the construction timing period for planned unit development and special use permits, define opportunities for the ZBA to receive input from the Traffic Safety Commission, permit the in-kind replacement of driveways with 2 approaches, and provide guidance for the installation and use of synthetic turf and security shutters. I'd like to note that guidelines for solar and wind energy collection systems were originally included in the draft the Plan Commission reviewed. Following review with the Plan Commission, those items were removed. And on March 18th, the Plan Commission voted unanimously in support of the amendments before you tonight. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Any questions? Okay, thank you, Brandon. Residents' comments on agenda items only. We have one, James Pratt. Hi, you can come up to that microphone and state your name and address, please.
Hello, my name is James Pratt, and I live in 943 Clay Court in Deerfield, Illinois.
Okay, wait, what's your comments?
Yes, so my comment was regarding the proposed ordinance for 2516 for the sales ban on illicit THC products, but particularly kratom on that list was my area of discussion I wanted to speak to today. And really wanted to start with 2 points. The first one, just to make it speak to the fact that kratom is a completely different plant from cannabis and is its own plant native to Southeast Asia, and feels like that should fall into its own legislation and regulation outside of the cannabis and THC world, as it is a completely different substance. And then, more importantly, I wanted to encourage the committee to consider the science behind the safety of kratom and also how many people regularly use and rely on kratom day to day when considering a sales ban on it. Kratom is used for a variety of purposes for users, from just as a cup of coffee in the morning to help with focus or energy, but it is also used for others as a way to manage pain. There are many with severe illnesses that rely on it as an alternative to opioids that allows them to be much more functional day to day than just being prescribed to opioids would allow them to be, while also successfully managing their pain. Then also there are users who rely on kratom as an alternative to other known more problematic substances such as opioids themselves, being addicted. Kratom is oftentimes used as a substance to help wean off of these substances to get them to a safer place. Many kratom advocates advocate that they would that it has given them a second life or has prevented them from falling into a spiral that a super negative spiral that would have resulted otherwise if they had remained addicted to opioids. And then considering those various uses, also just to note that there is an established safety profile behind kratom, that it has been repeatedly shown to have a low addiction liability. Also, there was a recent ascending dose study done by the FDA where users were giving increasing amounts of kratom to see when the first adverse reaction would occur with kratom, and it took up until roughly 12 grams of kratom or 24 pills that you would have had to have taken before the first adverse event occurred, which was nausea. It was nothing, it was not a severe adverse event, to the point where the study concluded that kratom was well tolerated at all levels. So it has a established safety profile, and to that note, there is a threat with certain adulterated kratom products now entering the
Sir,
market.
I just want to give you 1 minute left, sorry.
Okay, certainly, yep. Certain products that are entering the market that are kratom may have an adulterated formulation that is not the natural crushed leaf of kratom, and those may have some issues or safety concerns behind them. And for that reason, it is strongly considered to, instead of banning the sale of kratom, make sure that it is regulated. I believe that an email with further information may have been provided to you by Heidi Sikora, and there is an example template for a way that one could successfully regulate kratom for sale to make sure that it is safe, well labeled, and has an age restriction on it as well. So that would be my recommendation. I would urge you to consider that as an alternative to a sale ban for kratom. With that, I will thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you for your comments. All right, I have a a couple of announcements. Adopt a Block. The village is excited to announce the Adopt a Block program. The Morton Grove Village Adopt a Block program empowers residents, businesses, and organizations to help beautify their community, starting with their own block. The village provides free tools and resources, and you and your neighbors commit to keeping your block free of litter. The program provides a free 5-gallon bucket, plastic bags, disposable rubber gloves, litter tongs, and information on performing safe and successful cleanup events with your neighbors, families, and friends. Each block is limited to one block captain and an initial cleanup kit, which includes enough cleaning materials for 5 people. If you're interested in joining the Adopt a Block program as a block captain, please visit the village's website. Once again, this Earth Month, please join Mayor DiMaria in taking a pledge to conserve water and resources as part of the 2025 Wyland National Mayor's Challenge for Water Conservation. Pledge now to help the Village of Morton Grove win and enter to win great prizes, including your chance to win your utility bills paid for 1 year, up to $3,000. You can take the pledge by visiting mywaterpledge.com and search Morton Grove, Illinois. And lastly, always stay up to date on the latest village events and news. Sign up for e-news and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. That is it for the president's reports. Where's my agenda? Okay. Clerk's report.
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Village administrator, you have a report?
Yes, Mayor-elect and Village Board. So I have 2 items to present tonight. The first is Ordinance 2513. This is the second reading, which will be an ordinance amending Title I entitled Administration, Chapter 5 entitled Village Board of Trustees, Section 5 entitled Rules and Procedures of the Municipal Code of the Village of Morton Grove to update the electronic attendance regulations of public meetings. We discussed this at the March 25th meeting, but the intent of this ordinance is to update our village code to reflect current state standards in regards to electronic remote attendance. And with that, it'd be my recommendation to consider this item for approval.
Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept ordinance 25-13 as presented.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Travis, seconded by trustee Minks. Any questions or comments?
Just a question. Are there any restrictions on people doing electronic meetings? Are there any cases in which they can't be done?
I guess there's many cases that can be done. I think with ours, we're just prescribing what are the allowed reasons, and this is just adding one more, that someone can attend the meeting if they have unforeseen childcare issues, is just another way that someone could attend remotely, but you'd still need to have a physical quorum on site for that to be allowed.
Well, looking at this board, I don't think we're going to have that issue.
And
Definitely.
we updated it to be consistent with state statute.
Absolutely.
Anybody else? Okay, clerk, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Phil?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Ordinance 25-13 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
Thank you.
And my next item for presentation tonight is a first reading of ordinance 2516, which is an ordinance amending Title VI, Chapter 7 of the Municipal Code to add a section entitled, or it's a new section 6-7-4 entitled Sale of Illicit THC. So I will present this item briefly, and I know Mr. Pratt already spoke to this as well. But the intent of this ordinance is to address cannabis-like products that are currently unregulated in Illinois. So it would not impact recreational or medicinal cannabis sold at state licensed facilities, of which there is one in Morton Grove. And the goal of this ordinance is to limit the sale of these cannabis-like products to only be state licensed establishments. And if approved, it would not go into effect until August 1st. This would provide opportunity for those entities that are in the village that sell it to come into compliance. And just a little bit of background that wasn't in the memo. In researching this topic, staff found that about 25 communities in Illinois have taken some sort of regulatory action on these types of products. Currently, they're sold at about 13 establishments within the village. I will also add that before the next meeting, staff intends to follow up on the information provided on Kratom to provide guidance on that as well. With that, I'm available for any questions.
Any questions? Okay, that being a first read, no motion tonight. Anything else, Chuck?
That concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. Corporation Counsel?
No report.
Okay. Trustee Khan is absent. Trustee Minks?
No report, Your Honor.
Thank you. Trustee Sheba is absent. Trustee Thill?
Yes, Your Honor, I had a couple of resolutions here. I have Resolution 2519. It's authorizing the closure of Dempster Street for the annual Memorial Day Parade. I move we accept Resolution 2519.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Resolution 25-19 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
I have Resolution 2520. It's authorizing a contract with Globe Construction Company Incorporated of Addison, Illinois for the 2025 Concrete Replacement Program. I move we accept Resolution 2520.
Second?
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Travis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Resolution 25-20 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
I have Resolution 2521. It's appropriation of motor fuel tax funds for the Beckwith Road resurfacing. I move we accept Resolution 2521.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any comments, questions? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Resolution 25-21 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
I have Resolution 2522, authorizing appropriation of motor fuel tax funds for the Central Avenue resurfacing project. I move we accept Resolution 2522.
Second?
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Travis. Any questions, comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Resolution 25-22 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
I have Resolution 2523. It's appropriation of the motor fuel tax funds for the Grosse Point Road resurfacing. I move we accept Resolution 2523.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Resolution 25-23 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
I have Resolution 2524, appropriation of motor fuel tax funds for the Shermer Road resurfacing. I move we accept Resolution 2524.
Second?
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Travis. Any comments or questions?
I have a comment, and my comment is the four resolutions that I just read all are relying on federal funding, so that's 4 streets we're talking about in the village. But what's going on in Washington, I am really not 100% sure those funds will be available. So we may have to scale back to 1 or 2 projects this year, but that's something that'll be determined in the future. That's the end of my comment.
Thank you.
I
Anybody
have,
else?
I have Resolution 25. I'm sorry.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Resolution 25-24 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
I have Resolution 2525, authorizing the award of the United States Department of Agriculture Urban and Community Forestry Grant for tree purchases. We received a grant from the government for $25,000 for trees. There again, I'm going to reiterate the fact of the matter, what's happening in Washington. We'll see if that grant comes through. So I move we accept Resolution 2525.
Second.
Motion made by Trustee Thill, seconded by Trustee Minks. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Resolution 25-25 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
Just having a comment on the exchange, which I think we all got in the mail. It's an environmental exchange, which is a fantastically well-done thing. But one thing that really caught my eye is about the fact of the matter is as soon as the sun starts shining, we feel a little warmer. We all run out and clean up our lawns, blow all the leaves out from under the bushes. And then here it tells you, please slow down in that, because there's a lot of insects that are wintering over in that debris. And if we don't have those insects, it's a domino. We lose the birds, we lose everything else in nature. We've got to help nature. So don't be in such a hurry to clean up. End of my report.
Thanks for that, Trustee Thill. Trustee Travis?
Thank you, Your Honor. I just wanted to make an announcement about the community garage sale. Mark your calendars for the village's annual community garage sale, which is set to take place on the weekend of Friday, June 6th through Sunday, June 8th, 2025. We're inviting businesses and organizations to sponsor this popular community event and garage sale signage displayed throughout the year. Sponsorships are only being accepted April 18th, until April 18th, so sign up soon. Please visit the village's website to sign up. That is the end of my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I have 3 ordinances tonight. The first is ordinance 25-14, approving a minor amendment to ordinance 24-03, granting a special use permit for a 6-unit mixed-use development with a drive-through facility at 6724 Dempster Street in Morton Grove. I move that we approve ordinance 25-14.
Second.
Motion made by trustee Whitko, seconded by trustee Thill. Any comments or questions? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Ordinance 25-14 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ordinance 25-15, approving an amendment to a planned unit development to modify the authorization of fence installations on residential lots within the Ponto Collection subdivision located on property commonly known as 9312 Shermer Road in Morton Grove. I move that we approve ordinance 25-15.
Second?
Motion made by trustee Whitko, seconded by trustee Travis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, please call the vote.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Ordinance 25-15 passes 4-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. And finally, I have ordinance 25-17, approving text amendments to clarify various definitions, provide guidance for the parking of vehicles with livery plates, extend the construction timing period for planned unit developments and special use permits, define opportunities for the Zoning Board of Appeals to receive input from the Traffic Safety Commission, permit the in-kind replacement of driveways with 2 approaches, and provide guidance for the installation and use of synthetic turf and security shutters in Morton Grove, Illinois. Brandon explained more detail earlier this evening. This is a first read, so there's no action, but are there any questions or comments? Okay, hearing none, we will move on to other business. Is there any other business? Okay. Presentation of warrants.
I will present them on behalf of trustee Khan. Tonight's warrants total $1,549,612.74. I move that we accept the warrants as presented.
Second.
Okay. Motion made by trustee Travis, seconded by trustee Minks. Any questions or comments? Okay, please call the vote.
Trustee Travis?
Aye.
Trustee Whitko?
Aye.
Trustee Minks?
Aye.
Trustee Thill?
Aye.
The warrants pass as presented 4-0, Your Honor.
Thank you. And now we have residents' comments. Mr. Pandit?
Good evening, everyone, and I'm so happy to stand here and congratulate you, Mayor-elect Janice Whitko. Today I'm standing here because about a week ago we celebrated Hindu New Year. Yesterday was Sri Ram's birthday, so we celebrated Ram Navami. And on the same day, we had a good news from our state of Illinois, and our everybody knows Daniel Didich. He's our consultant, legal consultant, and he's a state representative also. So he pushed the resolution to pass the Diwali, our festival of light, as Diwali Day. So it was passed yesterday unanimously. So I'm going to read that one snippet. This is from State Representative Daniel Didich. Yesterday, the House unanimously passed my legislation to formally commemorate Diwali Day in the state of Illinois. This bill represents our state's integral bond with the Indian American community and our commitment to celebrate the diverse culture that make Illinois is a Illinois welcoming place for all people. So with that said, now that you can see joy from my face, Diwali is being recognized, and so does my community's effort in collecting donations and food. We are going to start that. We do that every year, but we are going to start that this year as well. And in this effort, many people have participated and supported Daniel. Hindu Swam Sevak Sangh, Grace Lake, I forgot what is her role, but her name is Gauri, and she sits on as a trustee in that village. And the Grace Lake Temple, Brahma Samaj of Chicago, Hari Sumiran Temple, Vishwa Hindu Parishad, Maratha Maharashtrian Mandal, and there are many organizations. If I speak, there'll be like 1 hour. I need more than 1 hour. So we all supported that, and that's the happiest occasion. Yesterday we got that news, and I thought I should come and share this joyous news to you. And looking forward to have a nice Diwali, and happy Diwali to everyone.
Wonderful. Congratulations on the progress and happy Diwali to everybody. And we can all celebrate. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Okay, anybody else? All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
Motion made by trustee Mink, seconded by trustee Travis. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting ends at 7:26.